Your destiny is on the other side of pain, not around it, not avoiding it, through it. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants happiness. Everyone wants freedom. But very few are willing to walk through the door that leads there, pain. We live in a world that tells you pain is bad, that you should avoid it, numb it, escape it. Take the pill, scroll the feed, distract yourself, stay comfortable. But here's the truth. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the gateway. David Goggins said, "Most people who are criticizing and judging haven't even tried what you failed at." Why? Because they're afraid of pain. They stay safe, comfortable, and ordinary. But the extraordinary, the ones who change their lives and change the world, are the ones who step into pain and let it transform them. Without pain, there is no strength. A diamond is just carbon until it's crushed under pressure. Steel is just iron until it's forged in fire. You are just potential until you walk through pain. The gym is the perfect metaphor. Growth only happens when you push beyond comfort, when you lift the weight that burns, when you run the mile that hurts, when you stretch your body to the point of pain. The same is true in life. If you run from pain, you run from growth. Pain reveals purpose. The people who make the greatest impact are often the ones who walked through the deepest pain. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, pain that forged his destiny to lead South Africa. Oprah Winfrey endured abuse and rejection, pain that fueled her mission to inspire millions. Martin Luther King Jr. faced hate, violence, and threats, pain that carved the path for civil rights. Their pain wasn't random. It was preparation. Les Brown said, "Don't let someone else's opinion of you become your reality." Pain is the moment you decide whether you'll believe the lies or step into the truth of your destiny. Everyone wants the prize. Few want the process. Pain separates the talkers from the doers. When it hurts, will you quit or will you push? When it costs, will you run or will you invest? When it's lonely, will you stop or will you walk alone until others catch up? Pain is the filter. It removes the half-hearted. It reveals the committed. Pain scares us because it feels permanent. But here's the secret. Pain is temporary. Growth is permanent. Muhammad Ali once said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion." That's the truth. Pain ends. Regret lasts forever. So, let me ask you a question. Will you let pain stop you, or will you let it shape you? Because your destiny isn't found in avoiding pain. It's found in enduring it, learning from it, rising through it. The life you dream of is waiting, but it's on the other side of pain. Not all pain is the same, but every kind of pain has the power to shape you. Pain comes in many forms, and each one carries a lesson, a test, a transformation. If you learn to endure and grow through these types of pain, you'll unlock the destiny waiting on the other side. First is the pain of discipline. Discipline is painful. Waking up early when you'd rather sleep. Saving money when you'd rather spend. Working out when you'd rather relax. Saying no when you'd rather indulge. It's uncomfortable. It burns. It feels unfair. But the pain of discipline is the seed of greatness. Jim Rohn said, "We must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. The pain of discipline is temporary. The rewards are forever." Second is the pain of sacrifice. Every choice requires a sacrifice. If you say yes to one thing, you say no to another. The pain of sacrifice is realizing you can't have it all. You must give up comfort, pleasure, and sometimes even relationships to walk in your calling. The entrepreneur sacrifices weekends. The athlete sacrifices parties. The parent sacrifices sleep. Sacrifice is painful, but it's also proof of commitment. Les Brown said, "If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy." Sacrifice is doing the hard now for the freedom later. Third is the pain of rejection. Rejection cuts deep. No one likes to be told they're not good enough. No one likes to be ignored, overlooked, or criticized. But rejection is not the end, it's redirection. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Each rejection was painful, but each one was preparation for destiny. Eric Thomas said, "You can't let the pain of failure stop you from your destiny." Rejection is not your final chapter, it's your training ground. The fourth form of pain is the pain of loneliness. Walking your destiny can feel lonely. Not everyone will understand your vision. Not everyone will support your grind. Sometimes you'll walk alone. That loneliness is painful, but it's also where clarity is born. Greatness is often built in solitude. Jesus spent 40 days alone in the wilderness before beginning his mission. Nelson Mandela spent decades isolated in prison before leading his nation. Every writer, builder, and innovator spends hours alone with their work. Loneliness hurts, but it also sharpens. There is also the pain of failure. That's the fifth form of pain. Failure stings. It crushes your ego. It makes you doubt yourself. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. Thomas Edison said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Failure is feedback. It teaches you what doesn't work so you can find what does. Without failure, there is no mastery. Without mastery, there is no destiny. Finally, there's the pain of growth. Outgrowing environments. Outgrowing relationships. Outgrowing versions of yourself. Growth hurts because it demands change. And change means letting go. But every time you grow, you step closer to your destiny. All these pains, discipline, sacrifice, rejection, loneliness, failure, growth, they're not here to destroy you. They're here to shape you. Pain is the refiner's fire. It burns away weakness, fear, and distraction. And what remains is destiny. Most people run from pain. They hide, they numb, they complain. But champions do something different. They turn pain into power. They take the fire meant to destroy them and use it to fuel their destiny. This is how you do the same. Change the way you see pain. The first step is perspective. If you see pain as punishment, you'll quit. If you see pain as preparation, you'll push. Every time you feel discomfort, remind yourself, this is growth. This is training. This is the sharpening of my destiny. Tony Robbins said, "Every problem is a gift. Without problems, we would not grow. Pain is the gift that stretches you beyond who you were." Ask, what is this teaching me? Pain always has a lesson, but you only learn it if you ask. Heartbreak teaches resilience. Failure teaches strategy. Rejection teaches redirection. Sacrifice teaches value. Don't waste pain by complaining. Use it by asking, what is this teaching me? John Maxwell said, "Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Pain ensures you always learn." Turn pain into discipline. Discipline is forged in pain. When you feel tired but push anyway, you build discipline. When you sacrifice pleasure for progress, you build discipline. And discipline is the foundation of destiny. Think of David Goggins running ultramarathons. Think of Kobe Bryant in the gym at 4 a.m. Think of Serena Williams training after losses. Their discipline wasn't born in comfort. It was carved in pain. Pain sharpens discipline like fire hardens steel. Turn pain into hunger. When you've suffered, you don't settle. The person who knows hunger fights harder than the one who's always been fed. The person who's been broke works harder than the one who's always been safe. The person who's been rejected burns hotter than the one who's always been accepted. Les Brown said, "You gotta be hungry. Hunger is born from pain. And hunger is the fire that pushes you past obstacles into destiny." Use pain as a reminder. Pain is not just for the moment. It's a reminder. Every scar tells a story. Every failure carries a lesson. Every heartbreak leaves wisdom. Instead of burying your pain, use it as fuel. Remember how it felt. Remember what it cost. And let that memory push you so you never go back. Oprah Winfrey said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom. Your scars are not shame, they're strength." Share your pain. Pain becomes lighter when shared, and it becomes powerful when used to inspire others. The people you admire most didn't hide their pain. They turned it into a platform. Nelson Mandela's prison became the stage for his presidency. Maya Angelou's suffering became the poetry that moved nations. Les Brown's failures became the speeches that saved lives. Your pain could be the very story that helps someone else keep going. Let pain shape your character. At the end of the day, pain doesn't just build success. It builds you. It humbles you. It strengthens you. It teaches you empathy. It makes you wiser, sharper, tougher. And destiny isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become. Jim Rohn said, "Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better." Pain makes you better. Pain is power. So stop running. Stop avoiding. Stop numbing. Face pain. Endure it. Embrace it. Because your destiny is not found in comfort. It's found in fire. And once you learn to turn pain into power, you'll be unstoppable. Success doesn't come from luck. Greatness doesn't come from shortcuts. Fulfillment doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from walking through the very thing you're afraid of. The pain you've been running from. That's the door to your destiny. Muhammad Ali said, "I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting when it starts hurting because they're the only ones that count." The same is true for life. The moments that hurt the most are the ones that count the most. Think about the pain you've lived through already. The heartbreaks, the failures, the disappointments, the losses, and yet you're still here. You survived. You endured. You rose. That pain didn't destroy you. It shaped you. So why are you still afraid of it? Why are you still running from the very thing that's been training you for destiny? The choice before you. Right now, you have two options. Keep running from pain. Keep numbing yourself with comfort. Keep lying to yourself with someday. And wake up years later full of regret. Or step into the fire. Face the discomfort. Endure the hurt. And walk into the life you were born to live. Eric Thomas said, "Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever." Pain ends. Regret doesn't. Greatness is not about avoiding pain. It's about transforming it into something bigger than yourself. Nelson Mandela turned pain into freedom for a nation. Oprah turned pain into inspiration for millions. Les Brown turned pain into hope for generations. What about you? What will you do with your pain? Will you let it destroy you? Or will you let it define your destiny? Your destiny is on the other side of pain. Don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't avoid it. Walk through it. Embrace it. Transform it. Because pain is not the end. Pain is the beginning. And on the other side is the life you were created to live. One day, your pain will either be your prison or your passport. If you keep running from pain, it will trap you. It will keep you small, weak, and afraid. You'll build a life around avoiding discomfort, and that life will become your prison. But if you face pain, if you walk through it, pain becomes your passport, a ticket into the life you were born to live. The athlete earns the crown through pain. The entrepreneur builds freedom through pain. The leader inspires nations through pain. So here's my final challenge. Think of the pain you've been avoiding, the discipline you've skipped, the sacrifice you've delayed, the rejection you've feared. What if that pain is the exact doorway to the future you've been dreaming of? Don't run. Walk through. Because your destiny is not waiting in comfort. It's waiting in fire. And your future begins on the other side of pain. If this message is speaking to you, don't forget to subscribe to The Balanced Beat for more life-changing wisdom and powerful motivation. Hit that like button to support the channel and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. We're building something meaningful here, and your support means everything.